Well, on the way up the funicular, which is the ski train, to get into the Alps, up to Les Arcs, I was standing next to the original Del Boy with his wife, who were from East End of London. They'd worked on the market all their life, selling ladies' handbags and leisure wear, and now have managed to buy a villa in the Alps and a villa in Mallorca. He was a great guy, and he told me two things. The first thing was 210,000 people are born every day in the world, which I did not know, and also he told me to work hard but play harder, which I did know. Well, we're just stopping here en route to Dijon and further north. You can see Pip and Martin in the woods there. I love these French airs. They always have these lovely picnic tables. We're going to have our picnic right on that table there. And there's Pippy Chops and Martin. So we're just shooting up the motorway to get home now. I'm just going to show you my lunch today, what I've been having a lot now. We're in France, we have these lovely baguettes. I shall have half that baguette with probably all of this avocado, which is just a perfect sandwich filling, I've discovered. Some slices of yellow pepper and tomatoes, and these gorgeous, really salty black olives, which I'm absolutely addicted to as a sort of side salad. And then I shall have this for my pudding, which is a blackberry or blueberry soy yogurt, and Martin's going to have camembert on his. So all set to go. It's a finished product. As you can see, I don't stint on my avocado. Martin has camembert, this lovely salad which I've poured a bit of my own vegan mayo over, which is lovely and strong and vinegary, and that's our pudding, and also some prunes. So I bought prunes with stones by mistake, so I'm trying to get used to eating them as a fruit, which is new for me, but I'm getting there. So this is the air, lots of lorries stop here, lovely loo facility, and then these gorgeous woods that we can walk in. So it's a really nice spot today, and the sun is shining. Well, Pippi and I got up early today, and we're staying on this lovely rural campsite. It had such reviews online that we thought we'd have a rest day here, because it's right in the wood. So we're going to have a lovely walks with Pip, which we've missed because I've been skiing and it's been cold ground. And we haven't had a long forest walk for a long time. So we're just north of Dijon, around Langres actually, and we were here almost exactly a year ago, so it's amazing to think we're actually in our second year now. Second year motorhoming sounds quite a pro. However, I haven't been a pro at filming. I've managed to, well, I consciously deleted all my videos thinking I'd saved all the ones I wanted, but it wasn't like that, so I've lost a lot of my footage, and I've got to just tell you about some meals instead of actually showing you meals. But hey ho, there we go. Well, I'm sat here with Pip in my Jambos. This fat face waistcoat is fantastic because I just throw it on to walk across the campsite to have a shower or whatever, and it sort of gives me that slight air of dignity over my pyjamas. So I absolutely love my fat face charity shop waistcoat. Anyway, you don't want to hear about that. You want to hear about what I've been having to eat. There were 3 meals I wanted to just tell you about briefly. I can't show you them because I've deleted all the footage, so you just have to put up with me telling you. But they were cracking meals. I'll start off with the pudding I had last night. At this campsite they provide takeaway meals, and the only vegan one was a homemade vegetable soup, which was really, really lovely. Probably one of the best I've ever had. Really a lot of it as well. The crouton on the top, which I'd forgotten about. I want to start doing crouton. Such a nice idea. So that was lovely. But after that, I'd sort of felt I wanted a little bit more oomph, and that was the sort of time I'd probably reach for cheese if I was a cheese eater. And I was thinking, what could I have? I knew I had frozen bananas and frozen berries in the fridge as usual, and the soya cream, but I didn't really fancy that. And then I remembered I had avocados as well. So I blended up a complete avocado, a couple of little bananas which were frozen, and some blackberries, I think they were, and it made a really sort of hearty, filling pudding because of the added avocado, which was great. So it's good to remember that the avocado doesn't give much taste to it when you mix it with banana and quite strong forest fruit. It just gives all the sort of nourishment, and it fills you up nicely if you need to sort of be filled up that little bit more. Like if you want a sandwich, that sort of being filled up. So that was perfect, and I thought I'd share that. A lot of the places I've eaten vegan cakes have used avocado in the creamy, filling, and I want to start experimenting with that. Anyway, so that was a nice little discovery yesterday. The other two discoveries I've made on the beverage front, one is Earl Grey, which I discovered. I always knew you didn't have that with milk, but I'd sort of forgotten about it. And then one day we encountered it. I think we'd run out of black tea, and it's great for a vegan. You just have it on its own. So I've started having that in the morning. And there's a luxury Russian one with notes of bergamot I've got as well, which is quite special. And then my coffee, I've started having cappuccinos. I just make half a cup of average strength coffee using my coffee filter and coffee paper filter, and just pour it straight in the cup, half a cup, and then I warm up whatever plant milk I've got on the go. Probably oat or rice is the best. I don't tend to like soya in my drinks, so I'll just warm up half a cup and pour it in, and I've made my own vegan cappuccino, and it's really lovely. It's slightly sweet if you get the homemade, if you get the bought oats and rice milk. If you make your own, obviously it doesn't have to be sweet, but that's been a lovely drink, so that's a keeper. I shall continue doing that. And then two meals, which I have got videos of, but you'll just have to put up with me telling you. Basically, our dinners tend to still be around the old theme of a grain, a goom, and a green. A grain, a goom, and a green. So the grain can be anything from rice, couscous, bulgur wheat, quinoa. I'm sure there's other stuff I've forgotten, including the pastas, of course. And then the green can be any green vegetable you like at all, or combination, plus other vegetables. And then the goom is, of course, the legumes, which is an absolute lifesaver if you're a vegan. Kidney beans, borlotti beans, cannelloni beans, all the different kinds of beans, chickpeas. It's funny because I used to absolutely hate those, to the point that when I was at boarding school, my mum had to write a letter saying, please don't make Jackie eat her baked beans for breakfast because she hates them. And my mum thought it was very funny because our head house teacher was called Miss Hind, but my mum had it in her head that she was Miss Hines, so for the rest of her life she told people that she had to write a note to Miss Hines, please don't make my daughter eat her baked beans, which is quite funny. Anyway, I love them now. One day, I think it was when I was in my mountaineering phase as a student, I thought, I've got to learn to like these baked beans. They're too useful, a protein, and cheap, and everyone else does, so I actually made myself like them, and it sort of proved to me that you can make yourself like pretty much anything, because I would definitely not have eaten any sort of pulses or beans, really, but now, thank God I did, because now I really do enjoy them. Of course, they're the main source of our protein at dinners. So the two meals I was going to tell you about, the first one was with black and white rice. I got this black rice which I mixed with white risotto rice, which makes it slightly lighter, which is lovely. And we found a tin of beans with the Mexican sauce, with a piquant sauce, so that was the beans. And I have a fiery base which I start nearly all my meals with, which is a little bit of oil, very little bit, with grated ginger or chopped ginger, small amount, fresh if you can, chilli. I'll often use flakes, and black pepper, onions and garlic. A lot of garlic I like these days, so I make that into a sort of fiery base, and then I add everything to it, and that's almost what I do every day. And of course the herbs. So this day I cooked out the black and white rice, I put the beans in, mushrooms, and lots and lots of mushrooms. I adore mushrooms, and probably some peppers because I adore those as well. And then I found bean sprouts, which is a real treat because we haven't seen those for ages. So I put lots of bean sprouts in at the very end, and that was a really lovely meal. A sort of spin on a chili, I suppose, with bean sprouts. And then another meal I wanted to tell you about was a noodles one. I used tagliatelle. The base was a little oil with just garlic and onions and leeks, quite a lot of leeks. And then if you have spinach, put that in at the end. We didn't, so I put in this funny broccoli, which is like a green cauliflower they had here. So that went in as well. And that's all cooked up. And then I pour over it a soya cream from a little carton, about half of that little carton, to give it that carbonara creamy taste, and then sprinkle walnuts on the top, crushed walnuts, and that is a really cracking meal too. So those are a couple of things. And I've shown you my muesli before, which I'm sitting on my knee. I'll just remind you how I do this. I get some sort of ready-made muesli, preferably with no sugar added at all, and just a base like muesli with dried fruit or muesli with nuts. It's usually a choice. And then I'll add more. So I'll add more nuts, seeds, dried fruit, raisins, prunes, gojo berries, the whole lot, everything I can find. And then that's a really hearty breakfast. So we tend to have that every morning. Tend to have the picnic I showed you for lunch. I was making my hallelujah hummus faithfully nearly every day, and then one day I suddenly went off it, and I think it was because it was too smooth. And I did get a bit fed up with wraps as well. I'm quite sure I'll come back to it, but I'm probably going to start making my hummus just by mashing it with a masher, so you've got a bit of texture in it rather than having to blend it. You don't always want blended stuff in your baguette. So from me and Pete, over and out. This is the one from yesterday that I bottled out of. I'm actually not doing it right now because I'm going on to do all the rest of the mountain, but it does look a bit steep from here, so I'm a bit gratified. So this is what I'm going to get on now. So head on over the other side. It's annoying to get confident, but it's quite stunning, isn't it? Feeling much more confident now. Right on top of the world here. Well, this is a red that I've bottled out of because there's a nice easy blue going down. Quite steep, isn't it? I could do it to save my life, but I'm in a nice relaxed mood today, so we're just giving you an idea of what it's like. It's nice and wide. It's just the steepness and the length of the steepness. But another day. It's still very busy, isn't it? That's what I'm doing. And that person is now a nice little ridge going. Okay, I'm going to show you the scope of this place. So you've got that one over there, and then you've got this one. You can see the little dots going down the hill, and then you can see the other little dots down there, and then the dots from it right over there, all going down like little ants, all the way down. Absolutely massive, this place, and this is just a part of it, and then all the way up there as well. Okay, I'm a bit higher up now, and it's terribly busy today, but I keep trying different lifts that will make it a bit less busy. I'm going to go up that one there. Can you see all the way going up? And I'm sure an awful lot of people are planning on doing that too. But it's lovely weather, lovely conditions, and a perfect ski playground. This just gives the difference between skiing in the Italian resort and here. This shows how many people there are. It was actually way busy just a minute ago, but it is an absolutely lovely ski area. Les Arcs, never been here before. It's got a really cosy, comfortable feel to it. It's huge, so you see all these people, but they do sort of spread out, although you can see how many are coming down now. Probably about double what you get in Italy and the Italian places I was anyway, but it's a really, really nice spot.